Have you ever heard the term QPR in wine and not quite sure what it means? Well, today we're going to learn about it. So QPR stands for quality price ratio. And in a nutshell, it means the value of the wine, or how expensive is the wine compared to what kind of quality is behind it. So we laid out 3 wines today to sort of go over what that entails in terms of wine regions, grapes, and winemaking processes. Because the first thing that's going to affect QPR is the region, right? Just like real estate anywhere else. Location, location, location. And there's a reason why Cabernet from Napa and Bordeaux, which we have here, is going to be more expensive than Cabernets from, say, even Sonoma, Chile, Languedoc, areas that don't have the same location and produce the same maybe concentration and quality in grapes. Another factor is going to be the grape varietals themselves, as grapes like Cabernet Sauvignon, Pinot Noir are typically going to be a little bit more expensive than other varietals, even from the same region. So if you're a fan of Napa Cabs, you might want to look for a Napa Zin or a Syrah. Same goes for Oregon. If Pinot is your favorite from Willamette Valley, you might want to try a Syrah, Grenache, other varietals from the same region. And then the third factor is going to be the winemaking process, which we're going to talk about, because oak barrels, labor for post-fermentation, élevage techniques, all will factor into the price of the wine. So we have 3 Bordeauxs here, all from the Bordeaux region, different appellations, different sub-appellations. So the first on the kind of elite premium level is Chateau Valandreux. Chateau Valandreux is a premier Grand Cru Classé, Saint-Emilion Grand Cru. So this is a, 99, 100-point wine, very high up on the price range. And man, when you smell this, though, you understand why. The concentration here, just the beautiful black fruits, the oak, the intensity, everything that's just coming out of the glass just screams that it's a super quality wine, and that you're most likely going to pay top dollar for it. And there is a definite time and place for that wine, because wow, is that an experience just to sip. So this is really that special occasion wine, that ageable wine, something that you're going to throw in the cellar for 5 or 10 years. It's 2019. It's really too young to be drinking right now. It's very powerful and very, very masculine. So that's your really high-end wine. And from a QPR scale, it's hard to say that it's low, but it's not a great value. You're paying a premium for a supremely premium product. So then you have your next level. So that's this Chateau Le Basque as an example. Right, Chateau Le Basque is Saint Estèphe, so this is still Bordeaux. We're on the other bank, we're left bank. And I should say the Valandreux is mostly Merlot, so we wanted to keep somewhat consistent in terms of the grapes as an example. And this Saint Estèphe is 50 Cab, there's almost 50% Merlot. So left bank can have a little bit more Cab sometimes, but this is almost a 50-50 split with some other grapes thrown in. So where you're in the hundreds of dollars a bottle here, now we're in the $40, $50 range for this Chateau Le Basque, and it's still extremely fragrant. Lots of intensity on the nose, still lots of really nice black fruits, a little hint of that oak, a little bit of that minerality that comes out of the nose, a little bit of that graphite. It's not quite as intense. And this has a little bit of bottle age, so you're starting to get some of that nice earthiness and tobacco. Really, really pleasing on the nose. And this is a really well-rated wine too. Yeah, and this comes across really pleasing on the palate. Beautiful acidity. The tannins are, a little bit smoother. They're not quite as, firm and gripping, and the fruit's not quite as concentrated. Lovely balance on this wine. So this is something that you can open up with friends when you're, looking to open something a little bit special. You're, have some steaks on the grill. You want something to pair up nicely with it, having a nice meal. And this is going to be, kind of your middle of the road QPR wine. Really good quality. And, again, not a couple $100, $50 or less or so. And then you have this. So this is Chateau de Tasta. And this is a Bordeaux Supérieur. So Bordeaux Supérieur meaning the grapes can come from a lot of different areas throughout Bordeaux. This is 70 Merlot, 30 Cab. So again, all these are sort of blends with Merlot being prevalent in the blend. Yeah, and so, you know, it has similar character when you think about what the fruit is on all these wines, right? There's still, you know, ripe black cherry fruit. There's some red fruit on here. A little bit more maybe red fruit, a little bit more maybe strawberry, a little bit of a jammy plum. Certainly less oak. And that's one of the big things when we talk about winemaking, what's happening with aging, right? Oak barrels are expensive, and to toast them is expensive, and that's a lot of what goes into the cost of these wines. So when you have these, you know, lesser expensive value, high QPR rated on the scale wines, you're going to have a little bit less of those élevage or you know, after fermentation techniques. And this is a great wine, right? This is one of those wines when you see, you know, Best Buy rated, everyday wine, open it up on a Wednesday night, zero guilt, opening with friends, enjoying, and it's something that's meant to be enjoyed young. You know, a lot of wines aren't meant to be aged. They aren't meant to, you know, throw in the cellar. They're meant to open up, enjoy them young, have them fresh, and that's exactly where this fits. And for, you know, under $15, now we're talking about a wine that is super high on the QPR scale, and that's sort of what you're looking at. And every wine has its place, so it's just a matter of if we're buying for the everyday, we're buying for the cellar, and when the right time to open and enjoy that wine is. So, cheers. Enjoy.